Yep.
I do not have the add Grant to the stage. Grant, you're going to be in charge of TikTok link or Discord link because I do not have that today.
Yeah. Grab a new one.
Perfect. All right.
Apparently yesterday the whole like YouTube chat across all channels was broken, so
Oh, damn.
that's what was happening for part of it. All right, I got a link.
What's going on, Alec? What's going on, TTG? Should I start MHJ, Deontay, or Keenan? Start MHJ. Take a little chance.
Jackson, can you see if that link works? Just click on
Yeah.
it. Thank you.
Yeah, works for me.
Cool. UFC thing is processing. Should be up any moment.
Hell yeah, Andrew. Glad your team is up first.
Grant, walk them through your thoughts behind this Panthers thing because a lot of people are asking me about my thoughts with Deontay. I like him this week, but I want them to hear your thoughts on this Panthers matchup and what you're seeing.
Yeah, we didn't see a ton week one to be happy about, so it's hard to know exactly what route they're going to go. But I do see them keeping this game close. I feel like it's a perfect spot where people are going to see the Chargers beat the Raiders by whatever 14-ish, and then the Panthers lost by 37, and they're going to be like, okay, this is a 5-point spread. This is an easy time to get in and hammer the Chargers against a bad team. And I still think the Panthers are a bad team, but I feel like this is a bit of a sucker spot. That line feels like a bit of a trap, and I feel like a lot of the sharp money is going to come in on the Panthers on that side, and I feel like they probably keep this game close. And so in order to do that, it feels like they're going to have to do that a little bit through the air. Bryce Young's obviously going to have to play a lot better. Going to have to establish some sort of ground game in order to keep them honest, but I do see the Panthers offense having a better game this week.
So we're going to go ahead and get started off with the first one. Thank you, Grant. All right. So we got Dak, Ipu, Football Blood is first up here. Dak, J.K. Dobbins, Alvin Kamara, CeeDee Lamb. You got this stacked. I like it. I really like your receiving room. Dallas defense is going to be a lot of fun this week, but this is kind of like he's not going to be able to hit a ceiling-based outcome with this defense for what it's worth. Yeah, big thing here. Oh, you even got Rachaad White on the bench. Yeah, I would take Rachaad White, and like I would just be trying to like tier up your running backs here. That would be my first priority because your receiving room and your tight end is sick. So you can utilize these pieces that you have sitting on the bench and kind of upgrade there. Algiers fine swing. Gabe Davis is more of like a better and best ball play. Like I don't ever see him realistically being like a main guy. Yes, we are live on YouTube, Machine. We are live on YouTube. Link to that.
I'd start Rachaad over, maybe over Godwin. What do you think?
I don't think I'd even do that. I think Godwin's just going to be in too good of a role with how this offense is kind of formulated right now. So I'm going to be leaning more towards the Godwin side for that.
Yeah, I do think the Commanders have the worst defense in the NFL, so it's tough to make too many judgments. But I guess you'll be upset with yourself if Godwin plays well and you don't start him. So maybe you got to give another week. But I do feel like that performance was a tad fluky.
Who would you guys do? Keon Coleman or Jameson Williams? I feel like I would be leaning towards Jameson.
Personally, I'm leaning JMO on that.
JMO for sure.
Let's see here. But yeah, all right. So I like this squad for the most part, though. But yeah, you realistically need more strength in the running back room. This is fine for the short term, but for the end of season, I don't think this is going to be the main guys you're going to want to be rolling with. So I'd be trying to encourage to find ways to upgrade these into the tiers. And like the guys that like we encourage upgrading for the most, at least for me, is Bijan, Achon, and Gibbs. Like those are the three guys that like you really should be trying to aim for in every format. With that said, moving on to the next squad here. Drop Bucky to get right. I think that's fine. Josh Allen, Jonathan Taylor, Gus Edwards, Devonta Smith, Duncan Robinson, Christian Kirk. 12-man PPR, so very thin. Mostert and Puka are sitting on your bench or IR, so that sucks. You have T. Higgins also out, so you've just been hit with an injury bug, unfortunately. We got Duncan Fish. All right. I don't mind the squad. I would consider picking up Marvin Mims on your bench, kind of stashing him there because I want to say like Devon Vela is like battling injury or something like that. It's just more of a question of, like you just got to build this team better, to put it simply. Like there's just not a lot of like upside that's going to really work for right now. You're just kind of stuck in a rut. You can always tear down from Josh Allen realistically to build out your running back room a little bit stronger than what you have here. That's probably what I would do. And then like start stringing quarterbacks each week. You don't really need Matt Stafford. But tear down from Allen would be my main priority here to kind of build up the running back room a little bit stronger so you can build up that flex as well. Go get like a Deontay Johnson, all these players that like have high target shares that just get absolutely netted. You put Dobbins in or keep. I'd put Dobbins in. I think Dobbins is fine. Let's see here. But yeah, I would just be tearing down from Allen specifically because I think Devonta Smith's fine. Puka unfortunately is on IR. Higgins will probably be back soon, so we're going to focus on the thing.
Your mic's cutting out, Wells.
Classic comedy.
45 seconds ago, Devon Achon is expected to play tonight.
Is
there a world where you don't start him?
No, I think you have to play him. Like I think it's just been more of like smoke screen and mirrors for the most part because it's just like, oh, he's sort of banged up. We're just like we're usually not this part in our like process of putting pads on people. Like today would be the day they put on pads, is what McDaniels was saying. So it's like, okay, if today's the day they would put on pads, it doesn't make sense that it's a game. But yeah. All right. So we got Joey B looking the real Slim Shady. You got the correlation, Adams, Laporta. Yeah, really, really, really strong team in a half-man PPR. Yeah, really like it a lot. If anything, you could always try to tier up further, but these running backs are more than fine for right now. Really, really strong squad. Not much to really say about it. You don't need Tyler Lockett really on your bench. Trey Benson's a fine handcuff. Mostert's injured right now. The team's fine. And I'm fine with you rotating quarterbacks if you feel the necessity for it. But yeah, fine squad. I like it a lot. Move my head. Baker Mayfield, Christian McCaffrey, Darnell Mooney. All right, Puka on IR. I'm assuming this is the bench on this side, and this is starting squad. All right, so you got Kyler here, Achon, Mason. I like this, but we've been telling you to sell high on Mason. Saying he's going to have his spike weeks. I just don't think it's going to be this week. Unfortunately, Puka's on IR for you. That sucks. Kirk and JSN are okay. McCaffrey, yeah, he's probably not playing. But yeah, I would 100% sell high on Jordan Mason here. I'm not opposed if Kyler Murray continues to spike like a madman to start tearing down from a mobile quarterback to the streaming pocket passers each week. Like that's always a very like legit strategy you can do. So I'm fine with that personally. Yeah, I like this team a lot. There's really not too much to be said outside of I probably don't want to be starting the Dolphins defense tonight. That doesn't sound like a really good idea. But that's just me. Yeah, other than that, like it's a really, really strong team for the most part. It's just like you got hit a little bit with injuries, and that's about it. And like you don't even need to like tear down from Kyler. Like if anything, you'd be doing that to build up your flexes further, which has like a lot of upside options. So I like it. You got Brooks on the bench as well. So we'll see if the Panthers get better. All right. Moving on to Owens. We got Jaden Daniels, James Conner, Kyron Williams, fun little mini game stack this weekend. C. Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Laporta, Gibbs. Really, really, really strong team here. Yeah, not really much to be said. You got a super team here, my friend. Congratulations. Yeah.
Wait, let me check my DMs this guy to see if it's not like a tiny league or something. Maybe it's not. Oh well.
Let's see here. On to the next one. T-Law, CeeDee Lamb, Marvin Harrison Jr., Scary Terry, James Cook, Alvin Kamara, Gordon Aikens. So you're streaming a tight end this week without a joke. That's fine. Luke McCaffrey, you're looking for the upside there. Yeah, I like this squad for the most part. You really don't need Derek Carr, but like it's fine because you're just streaming quarterbacks here. Your receivers are fine. I like that a lot. I would just be trying to get to like some more tier 1 options over James Cook and Alvin Kamara. I think they're fine short term, but long term, I have my concerns. Same deal. We'll see with Zamir. He's in a committee right now, and they're going to run with a hot hand. So we will see how that goes. But always can tier up your running back and flexes is how I see it. Like trying to get to those year 2 breakout guys if you can.
I wouldn't start Zamir this weekend either.
Yeah.
Horrible game script, bad matchup. Get Deontay in there or something.
Agreed. Moving on to the next squadron. We've got Kyler Murray, Breece Hall, Joe Mixon. If you sold high on Mason, what's my recommendation of what to look for? What would you guys recommend looking for if you're selling high on Jordan Mason? Because realistically, you kind of have to package him, I'd imagine. Right?
I don't think you're getting a ton, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could try to tier up for like a more kind of permanent version of Jordan Mason. I'm trying to think of what that would be like, maybe like a Ramondre Stevenson or something, but it's like a hard time to even trade for Mondre. I don't know. You could go for like James Conner and somebody in like a 2 for 2, perhaps a back that's on the up and up, like Zach.
Who had a bad week?
I'm trying.
I feel like a lot of those mid-tier guys had like a really good week.
You could honestly go for like Zamir White, maybe.
Rashad.
Let's see if the person who has Tank Dell would be willing to sell. Like find one of those receivers that like basically completely dudded that people are like freaking out about, and then send Jordan Mason plus something to them.
Maserati Mav.
Like people will freak out over like anything, and you never know what you can get. So that would be kind of my recommendation. Yeah, only spot I would do here is just try to like tier up your running backs, if anything. I like Ayuk this week. I think he's fun. Let's see here. Kyler Murray, Breece Hall, Joe Mixon, Rashee Rice, Garrett Wilson, Brock Bowers, James Conner. Really, really, really strong squad for this weekend. Yeah, I like it a lot. Not much to be said. Your receivers would be on cracked. I would honestly even consider putting Mike Evans in over James Conner. Yeah, really, 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 really strong team. Not much to be said here at all. Yeah, like it a lot. Alrighty. Mahomes, Pacheco, Rice, got a little fun. He's back here. I like what you have built overall. Really strong team here. I like the upside you have. If anything, you can tier up off of Pacheco, but you don't really even need to do that. Like, this is a really solid team. Maybe even get something more consistent than Godwin, but like his role might be even better than we're expecting. But you have DJ Moore back here. Like, yeah, I really like the squad a lot. Not much to really.
Please start Jordan Mason over Godwin this week.
Yeah, that's
mandatory.
Oh yeah, because
I mean, DJ if like roams out, like DJ is gonna have a good week too. You're just gonna have to trade some of these guys because you have too many good players.
I don't know. I don't mind like holding all the good players realistically, just to keep my away from.
But like DJ is gonna have a very good week.
Yeah, hopefully, we will see. You would hope so. Caleb was not impressive, but that's probably just a bad take in itself because he'll probably fly. Let's see here. Mahomes, Ford, Walker, running backs definitely need to be tiered up here. Nico and Jefferson are fine. Waddle's fun. J.K. Dobbins, I would probably put in over Kenneth Walker. And yeah, I would just be tiering up your running backs here. They're in good roles. They're going to get you good point per dollar right now, but I just be consistently trying to tier up your running backs in this squad. It's a very, very, very strong team. You just need more strong running backs. But yeah, it's a fine spot more than anything. I like it a lot. Not much to be said. Really strong bench as well. Well built. Alrighty, so Kyler, Brees, Achon, Jefferson, Waddle, Mark Andrews, Devontae Adams, Michael Pittman, Mike Evans. Yeah, another really, really strong squad. Not much to be said. If anything, go get Laporta. But you don't really even need to do that. Like, this is a really, really strong squad. Not much to be said. Your running backs are cracked. Your receivers are cracked. Like, yeah. Moving forward. All right. Baker Mayfield, Derrick Henry, Jordan Mason, CeeDee Lamb, Rashee Rice, Mark Andrews, Alvin Kamara. So, yeah, I'd be pivoting off of Derrick Henry. They're running backs here. Realistically, they're just old. I don't see them lasting the season. I think this is going to be a big boom week for Derrick Henry. So I would be trying to tier up your running back to the young guys that are going to get higher usage. I think Julian McLaughlin's a very good sneaky pick to be having on your bench. I like him a lot, especially considering he out-carried and out-received Javonte this past weekend. Like that play a lot. But I would be building up your running backs here. Really, really strong receiving room. You can play around with trying to tier up quarterback if you need to, but you don't really need to. You have Joe Burrow stacked T. Higgins on the bench. Just build up your flex/running back room, and you'll be more than fine. But yeah, I like it a lot. Not really too much else to be said about the squad. Really, really strong team. All right. Jaden Daniels, Breece Hall, Isaiah Pacheco, Stephon Diggs, Jaden Reed, Jaden Waddle, Brock Bowers, Zach Ertz. So I don't know if this is a 2 tight end thing, but if it's a single flex that you're putting Zach Ertz in, you do need to be finding somebody different for that. You can take a chance
on Higgins or Jalen Wright tonight.
I'd rather take a chance on Jalen Wright tonight. I'd even be willing to sit Braylon Allen. Technically, Breece Hall, so I get why you're doing that. I just don't. I drop Zach Ertz realistically. You don't really need Zach Ertz. He doesn't add that much fantasy value. I think there's somebody else that's sitting on waivers right now that can easily add more value to you. Kincaid is mid. That's what I keep hearing, but we will see. I'm personally a big fan of Kincaid, but we'll see how he does tonight. Perhaps he'll be extremely good. Let's see here. Moving over, we got Josh Allen, James Conner, Bijan Robinson, Brandon Ayuk, Nico Collins, Isaiah Likely, Malik Neighbors. Let's see here. Yeah, you got 2 really elite quarterbacks. You can tier down from one. I would probably put Kincaid in over Likely. That's just my 2 cents. And I'd be upgrading your RB1 here, or RB2, considering Bijan's your RB1, just because that's something you can do. So I don't see why not. That's kind of what I would be looking forward to do. But I really like this team. Not much else to be said. Really strong receiving options just as well. Big fan of the squad. On to the next one. Jalen Hurts, Jonathan Taylor. All right, so this is a dynasty squad. So we got Dylan Nabe's chilling on the bench. Derek Carr and Hurts as your quarterbacks. Zach Moss, Ingram, Stevenson. Cooper Kupp is fine. He's a win now player. Drake May will come on towards the left. Yeah, not a lot of great value that you can trade off of. Nobody's going to pay for Tyler Lockett or anything like that, but I think it's fine. Try to upgrade your RB1. I'd go get Achon or Gibbs. Those are the guys I try to go for. Bucky's somebody that'll likely emerge down the stretch, so you don't really need him. But I don't really see the need of having Mahomes on my team, to be honest with you. I think Josh Allen by himself is fine. Having 2 super elite quarterbacks, that doesn't really do too much value for you, in my personal opinion. You can each quarterback has realistically equivalent upside as long as they don't have mobility each week. It's just what's the probability of them hitting it? Mahomes is more likely than not compared to most. So it's you're going to find somebody who's in a good matchup each week is, I guess, my main point if you need to stream one. So I'd be tearing down with these 2 specifically. All good. Let's see here. Jonathan Taylor, James Conner. Yeah, these are fine, but James Conner's completely aging out for Dynasty. So he's not really interesting in that sense. I don't really know what you can capitalize for him. This is just an interesting team. You're not really competing, but you're trying to at the same time. Not really sure how to fully feel about it. Because it's I don't really like your depth on your bench. I'd be trying to sell for cheap capital, I guess, right now with a lot of these players, if I could. But there's definitely some good pieces here. I don't know, just not like a lot of players dynasty wise I'd be investing in heavily. I think Ramondre's fine with Drake May. I think that's wise. I think Ingram's fine, but like, do you really need Ingram and Kyle Pitts? Technically, I see why. But like, I feel like you could probably get like another better player to help you. That's better than Zach Moss.
Yeah.
Like James Conner and Zach Moss in Dynasty doesn't sound ideal because like you should be probably having somebody else beside them, especially since you have like no rookie depth here. I think that's my biggest concern. You have no rookie running backs here. I guess that's something I would go buy in Dynasty. Somebody's running backs really cheap. Roderick estimation need like the embodiment of pennies on the dollar. You can stash that back to spot because he's on that.
Your mic's.
Of course, the classic. All right. Let's see here. I like Kincaid to find his way in the end zone, but we will see. Justin Herbert, Jahmyr Gibbs, Rashad White, AJ Brown, DJ Moore, Dalton Kincaid, Jaden Reed, Ladd McConkey. You don't really need Dak with this squad. You have McConkey stacked with Herbert. That's fine. Gus Bus isn't anything. Rashad White's the main guy there, so that's fine for now. If you have a league mate that's willing to buy high on Jaden Reed to a degree, I think that'd be great. But that's likely not probable. I would also consider DeAndre Swift over Jaden Reed this weekend, just because it could be a higher scoring game environment than people would like to admit. Him or Zach Moss, really your kind of choice between the two. I just don't really like Jaden Reed this week. But yeah, I like the team as a whole. I think it's fine going against the Chargers. I would just be trying to tier up your flexes more than anything. I think your running backs are fine here, but flexes would be the priority to try to tier up further if I could. But I like Ladd McConkey and Jaden Reed's outlook on the latter part of the season. I would keep Laporta in over likely. All right. So Tua, Gibbs, Mondre, Jamar Chase, Rashee Rice, Travis Kelce, Nico Collins, Marvin Harrison Jr., J.K. Dobbins. Then you got Bigsby, Dowdle, T-Hop, Tyjae Spears, Thielen, and Caleb Williams. So you have no like correlation for Tua, so I don't like that. That's fine. Tier up the RB2. It's a consistent theme that we're going to be going with here. Let's just tier that up more than anything. I think it's fine for the short term, but long term, that's really what I want to be focusing on. Outside of that, this is a really, really strong team. Not really too much else to be said about it, like how you built the overall Rocky. Because it's like hard to like be like, oh, Gibbs, Rice, and Chase is not or Nico Collins are bad players to have on our team. No, they're all excellent players to have on your team. Like you have 4 players that I think would on average go in the first 2 rounds at minimum. I think 5 actually. All right, let's see here. Kyler Murray, Brian Robinson, Ramondre. So yeah, tiering up off of these options if I can. I don't mind keeping B-Rob compared to Ramondre personally. Let's see here. But yeah, I like your core here. This is fine. Jaden Reed is fine. Would have been a sell high candidate had Jordan Love stayed healthy. Let's see here. Kyler Murray, I like a lot here. But yeah, I like the squad overall. Like, if anything, you can always take your like elite quarterback and use him to tier down because those points are easier to replace than a lot of other positions. Like an elite quarterback is a luxury to a degree in redraft. So I like the squad a lot. The bench could do a little bit better upside wise. You have Wan'Dale Robinson, who's got good usage. But yeah, another focus of the running back, but a 14-man half PPR, this is probably pretty cracked. All right, let's see here. Moving on to the next squad here. Anthony Richardson, Neighbors, Williams, Kyron, Achon, McBride, Bijan. Really, really strong start there. Yeah, not much to be said outside of like I'd probably want something more consistent outside of JMO, to be honest. I don't think he's going to be that consistent each week, but we will see. That would probably be my main focus here. Yeah, outside of that, love the team. Not really much to be said. The bench is fine. I like the depth of it. You really don't need T-Law with the squad when you have Richardson. But yeah, not really too much else to be said for it. And then, you have 2 defensive players. I don't really have much thoughts on them because I don't do IDP leagues. Yeah. Moving on, next one here. Jaden Daniels, James Cook, Jonathan Taylor, Devonta Adams, Malik Neighbors, Stanley Porta, Jordan Mason. All right. Yeah, continuous theme of try to upgrade the running backs. These are fine for short term. I'm just not confident with the best for long term, but realistically, they're probably more options.
Well, your mic's coming in and out.
Classic. Yeah, you have McCaffrey here, so you're probably fine. Really, really strong team once again. If anything, like try to get some more elite receivers attached to more strong teams for consistency. But that's really about it. Like just another really strong team. You have Mason handcuffed with McCaffrey. like how you built the team overall. Not too much else to be said. But yeah.
All right. I'm
Classic.
adding this guy communal snacks right now. The slide should already be there below.
Perfect. And then I think that'll be the last one we do for this one. And then
You,
we'll
want,
go.
you only want to do one more. I've got 2
Yeah.
DMs.
How many do you have? Yeah,
Two.
go ahead. I mean, if they get them in time,
Yeah.
that's fine.
All right.
I want to go ahead and do tiers after this.
Okay.
So we can get those up for videos for people.
Yeah, good idea.
All right. So Lamar Jackson, Saquon, Gibbs. Yeah, this is another really, really cracked team. If anything, you need to upgrade your tight end. But you have Ferguson. Like, if anything, like if Ferguson kind of spikes, like this week, I really don't mind taking a chance on like swinging for like a more elite tight end for this one. Like that's all this one really needs. Maybe increase your flex spot, Godwin, but he's in a good role. Like how the team's built overall, really, really strong team. Not much to be said. You even have Zay Flowers chilling on the bench. Like, yeah, really, really, really strong team. Or not to like it. All right, Xavier Worthy and Deontay Johnson. The game environment will point you towards Xavier Worthy because he's parts of a very high-scoring game spot. Usage though should point you towards Deontay Johnson. You choose your fighter.
All right. Looks like these guys are kind of slacking on this. Oh, maybe. Oh, we got one.
Bang.
And it's a 12-man dynasty squad.
Perfect. That'll be a fun one to end on.
Cool. This is Bobby. I guess I don't need to add the speaker.
I'd go with Hurts over Murray. Bobby bitch. So Dakathan in a dynasty is fine. B-Rob I like. Rashad, not as liking him in dynasty formats. I'd be trying to sell high. Oh, it's IDP as well. That's interesting. I imagine Nick Bolton's pretty good. I think Jaquan Brisker's probably pretty good too. Same with Myles Garrett. Those all seem like pretty good options.
Sorry.
Yeah. I like the squad, especially for a dynasty. I like this a lot. I've been hearing a lot of Deuce's name talked about recently, which I think is interesting. In the coaching clips, they bring him up on occasion. I'm like, why do you guys keep referring to Deuce?
I'm just going to put the final bench screenshot over this right here.
Oh, perfect.
Shoot.
I'll say. Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, really strong young running back talent. This is like how I like to build. Is these guys going to year 2 that are handcuffs. That's how I like to do it a bit more. I don't really have any thoughts on the defensive guys, but these all seem like pretty strong players to have realistically. Yeah, not really too much else to be said about it. Like I like a lot of the swings you have. I'm not a big Darnell Mooney, Jahan Dotson guy, so I probably liquidate them and potentially Wandale will probably get more value as the season progresses. But I consider liquidating like Jahan Dotson, Darnell Mooney. I don't think they're really going to be too much. Yeah, really strong squad. Not too much to be said about it. Big fan of what you're rocking here. Yeah. With that said, appreciate everyone popping in here, hanging out with us, going over some team reviews here. And until next time, we'll talk to y'all later. We'll be back tomorrow to do some more team reviews. So if we weren't able to get through your team in this particular section, I encourage you to subscribe so that way you get a notification of when we come in next. Let's see here. And yeah, if not, until next time, y'all. Peace, y'all. Hope you have a great day.